Hi, I'm Jalen Rose, and welcome to the Renaissance Man podcast, proudly presented by the New York Post, a show where we cover trends in fashion, entertainment, current events, and everything in between. My next guest touches all of those bases and really needs no introduction, especially to the fans of his character. Pray tell on the hit TV series, Holes. But do I need to share? There's more. Check this out, y'all. He's an Emmy, Tony, and Grammy Award-winning actor, singer, writer, and director who has spent decades bringing his full Black and queer self to his art. He recently hosted the BET documentary, Black and Iconic, Style Gods, directed an episode of the groundbreaking anthology series Accused, and there's more, starring in a new feel-good comedy that I can't wait to go see called 80 for Brady. It is my honor to welcome the uber-talented Billy Porter to the show.
Thank you, Jalen. That was a wonderful introduction.
Thank you. I appreciate the love. Absolutely. And I thank you for taking the time. Before you became the Billy Porter that we all know and love today, you were just a youngster growing up in Pittsburgh. And in your memoir, you write, coming of age in a world where simply being yourself was a constant struggle. How did that period of your life shape the person that you are now?
Well, I would rephrase that and say growing up and still dealing with in this time. It created a human being that fights for justice. I'm a justice fighter. I don't know anything else. My humanity has been up for legislation since the moment I could comprehend thought, and still continues to be. And, I am trying to put one foot in front of the other and remain hopeful and remain present and remain engaged. Because if I'm being honest, I'm tired. I'm 53 years old and I'm tired.
Wow.
But I look at people like John Lewis and I look at our ancestors who came before us as Black people, and I go, I don't feel no waste time. I got to sing that to myself over and over and over again so that I can stay in it.
Wow, that's incredible. And I appreciate your honesty and I appreciate your leadership. What have been some of the toughest challenges that you felt like you needed to try to overcome, and yet battles that still need to be fought?
Well, this idea that anybody's individual life choice, life truth, life authenticity, right? Anybody's individual version of that should be legislated by laws that turn us into non-human beings is bullshit. And that's the hardest daily grind as a Black man first, and as a queer man as well. And the hardest part, one of the hardest things about that is not only the Black part, but when it comes to the queer part, it's also fighting the Black people who feel as if and fall in line with queer people not being human. So we as Black people who are marching for our own rights are consistently then turning around and oppressing another group of people.
Wow.
A lot. And not everybody, not everybody. And there has been growth. And there has been change. And there have been conversations that have cracked open the space. The fact that BET called me to host the Style Gods presentation, which is a 2-hour special about Black excellence. And I was a part of the conversation. Lil Nas X is a part of the conversation. Because there's no conversation without us. Is hope to me. That's hopeful to me. And so I try to stay in a space of hope so that I can continue to be a part of, be the change that I want to see, be a part of the solution that I want to see.
I definitely applaud your leadership, your honesty, and being a champion, because as you mentioned, at 53 and being Black and being queer, you're tired.
Yeah.
What gives you the strength, the endurance to keep up this fight?
Well, I love what I do. I am an artist. I've always been an artist. I've never been anything else. God has blessed me with incredible gifts and talents that I am required to use. You know, I'm required to use them. And that is what gives me joy, is that I get to wake up every day and engage in this thing that I love so much, and also has an effect on my mission, my intention, my calling, dare I say my ministry. It's all intertwined, and that is what keeps me going. You know, I love what I do. I also have a mother who is my hero, and she, you know, has been disabled her entire life. And, you know, it's a degenerative neurological condition that has rendered her immobile. She lives at the Actors Fund Nursing Home right now for the last 6 years. And she still gets up every single day. The fight we have with the nursing home is that sometimes they don't get her out of bed early enough.
Right.
Because wherever she is and however she's feeling, she's going to engage with the world. She's going to engage. You know, it's like, I don't know how to be anything else. I really don't. And I receive that as a gift. I really do.
And that is a gift. And prayers to your mom, strength to your mom. And
she's strong, honey. Real strong. I received the prayers, and she's strong already.
So talk to me about her influence on you as you continue to navigate as a child, and right now in your current situation as one of the most talented people we have in the industry.
Oh, you're so sweet. Like I said, I watched my mother get up every day and engage with life, engage with community, stand for something the whole time. And I was inspired by that, and I was able to follow in those footsteps. And the other part is that, like, I grew up in the Pentecostal church, and, you know, she was really taught by the dogma of religion to reject me as a gay man. She was told to reject me, as many dogmatic religions do. And she rejected that and chose me. Inside of this space where she didn't have anywhere else to go, she chose me anyway. She chose real Christianity anyway. She is what a real Christian looks like for me. She's the personification of that. She chose her child.
Yes.
She chose me.
Yes.
And to see that, evolution, and to know, because it was an evolution, it's not where we started. But to watch her go through that and come out on the other side beside me. I know a lot of people don't have that. And I stand at an intersection where I get to use my platform to reach out and embrace others and hopefully help others. You know, I wrote my book Unprotected because, you know, it's about using my art to heal my trauma. And I hope in the process of people reading that they can be set free too. My intention is not about me. You know, my ego is out of this. It's not about me. It's about something far greater than myself. And my hope is that I can continue doing that, even in the midst of exhaustion.
Well, you have done it, are doing it, and will continue to do it. And using the vehicle of art and your public persona has, I'm pretty sure, been not only gratifying for her and make her proud of you, but the work that you continue to do and the doors that you continue to open for so many people who feel the way you feel has been honorable and will continue to be. And I have to ask you, because you brought up using that art, who were some of the entertainers that influenced you at a young age?
I would have to say people like Lena Horne, Sammy Davis Jr., Quincy Jones, you know, Bill Cosby, pre All the Mess, Oprah Winfrey, Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Aretha Franklin, Gladys Knight. I mean, Dinah Washington. You know, the list is endless in terms of when I was able to find them. I had to find them. I will admit to that. You know, I grew up in the church, and those initial, you know, influences were, you know, the Hawkins family, Walter and Edwin Hawkins, Tremaine Hawkins, the Clark sisters, Maddie Moss Clark, the Winans family, those contemporary gospel spaces were the only spaces that I knew until theater. And then there was Judy Garland's and the Barbara Streisands and the, and cracking open my mind to all these other like amazing artists that were connected to spirit. Art is spirit. I always say religion is man-made, but spirituality is divine. Artists are walking in divine order. We have direct connection to spirit in ways that the words, there are no words for it, because we live it daily, and it's in the living of it, in the breathing of it, that we connect. I think personally.
I agree. And you mentioned BET earlier, and I want to just acknowledge the new 4-part documentary, Black and Iconic, celebrates Black pioneers across fashion, music, film, and dance. You actually narrate the first installment, which focuses on style. Yeah. What was it like being a part of that project from an unapologetically Black point of view?
I have to say, when I got the telephone call, I was very moved. One of the hardest things for me as a Black queer person is being rejected by your own. That's the hardest part of this journey.
Yes.
For me. And, I've gotten to the space, blessedly, where to reject me and to ignore me and to dismiss me is to make you look like an idiot. So there was some smart people over there at BET who said, you know what? We might need to start embracing our queer brothers and sisters. There are some people in positions of power now that understand we are all one. And it's time to start talking about that, because none of us are free till we're all free. I'm not asking for acceptance. I'm not asking for tolerance. I'm done with that. I demand respect for my humanity as a human being. We don't have to agree. We can agree to disagree. That's cool. We always have. It's okay. Everybody is not the same. That's not what we want. And interest of full disclosure, one of my high school friends is the executive producer over there. So there you have it.
There you go.
You know what Absolutely. I mean? I got friends in high places.
High places, absolutely. And as you mentioned, we're not a monolith.
We're not a monolith.
And it's important to express all sides of our beauty. And you constantly do that through so many things with your talent and also with your fashion. But most people don't see a lot of times clearly what goes into putting one of your looks together, in particular for like an award show. So think back, all of the awards you've gone to. What was the outfit that you look back at those pictures? Because we keep these pictures when we like our fits. What look do you look back and be like, you know what? I did the damn thing. I'm proud of that look.
Well, there are so many, but I will say the one that is the most the biggest one for me is the Oscar dress, is the tuxedo, the antebellum tuxedo gown that Christian Siriano did for me, because it was the one that changed everything. It was the image, it was the moment that in the zeitgeist that will forever, it will forever be the thing that literally changed the face of fashion forever. And I'm saying that, and I have to speak it, and I speak it without ego. It's just truth. And, you know, as we all know, as African Americans, you know, our contributions to culture and society are very often muted,
yes, dismissed,
ignored,
yes,
dismissed. And systemically, I have watched the credit for what I did being given to other people in this world and in this business. And I'm not going to let it happen anymore. So I stand on my own 2 feet to say it myself. I changed the face of fashion. Call me whatever you want. Call me conceited. Call me arrogant. Call me whatever. Go back to the pictures and look at it. Go back to the history and look at it. I'm only speaking the truth, and I'm going to speak life into myself.
Yes.
I sacrificed everything as a Black queer man for my entire life to sit in the fullness of my authenticity. Going to the Oscars in a ball gown could have gone horribly wrong for me. And I would be back in Pittsburgh teaching at my alma mater, Carnegie Mellon, right now. I sacrificed everything to be who I am. And with that, Daddy's off her soapbox.
in your full glory. And while you were acknowledging words to call yourself, you may say conceited. I'll give you another word. How about this one? Honest.
Yeah.
Telling the truth.
Yeah.
And owning it. It's all good to stand in your glory. So I have to, because.
Uh-oh, you froze. Whoa. So you froze. What did you just say?
Oh, I was just acknowledging sometimes when we don't toot our own horn, no music gets played.
Right. Right.
And sometimes you got to stand on top of the table and say, hey, that was me.
Yes.
Don't ignore me and act like it was not. So I have to ask you this follow-up question. You'll appreciate this one.
Yeah.
Name your personal top 5 Black style icons.
Oh my God. I would have to say Diane Carroll, Lena Horne, Sammy, and this is just off the top of my head.
No doubt.
Beyonce. And you know, Rihanna has moved me recently. She really has moved me in a way that has been so unexpected to me because I do so many things and I'm in so many like worlds. I work a lot. And so sometimes I miss stuff, you know, and with Rihanna, it's like the music was one thing and I was there and I was present, but I wasn't like, you know, I was in my own space trying to make sure that I was like making my money and my own career. And I've been slapped in the face with her brilliance.
Yes.
You know, it's like when she came on when she came on the scene, it was easy to just sort of write her off as a Beyonce wannabe. And she blasted that theory out immediately. But what I've loved watching is her business acumen. what I've loved watching is her Savage Fenty idea, her makeup line, her lingerie for everybody that literally almost put Victoria's Secret out of business. You know, just simply because she was aware enough to know that all shapes and sizes want to feel sexy.
Yes.
And should be embraced.
Absolutely.
You know, and then those Savage Fenty shows on Amazon Prime. That Paris Goebel choreographer, and the imagery and it blows my mind. It blows my mind. And there's nothing, I've never seen anything like it. I just think she's a genius, and maybe one day she will see me, and maybe one day she will put me in one of those Savage Fenty shows. You know, I've been I've been DMing with Paris. I got
no doubt
coming out. I was like, Paris, when I call, please pick up the phone.
No doubt.
You know, it's just, I just think I've been really moved by her. I really, really have.
And I believe, and I could tell you do too, about speaking things in existence. So I already see the collab Billy Porter and Rihanna happening.
Oh, I know. I'm
1.
That's the reason why I'm saying it.
No doubt. No doubt.
If you saw, I don't have a heart out. We can talk some more, but I don't need to have a heart out with you. But I tried to get to her. I don't know if you saw the Golden Globes, but I was at the Golden Globes and I presented the Lifetime Achievement, Carol Burnett Lifetime Achievement Award to Ryan Murphy. And so Niecy Nash came out and she was a presenter and she made a joke about Rihanna and like she wanted to be Rihanna for Halloween, blah, 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 blah. And so then I came out afterwards and I sort of piggybacked on that. And I was like, if I believed in Halloween, I would have gone as Rihanna as well. So, you know, I think she knows I like her. I just want to sit down and have some tea with the bitch.
It's gonna happen.
Her brain, child.
Oh, it's gonna happen. And I appreciate your candor and for you taking the time. But before I let you get out of here, I got a rapid fire segment called Gone in 60 Seconds.
Okay, first we got to talk about my music.
Let's do that. I would love to talk about your music.
Coming out.
Yes, give me some tea. Yes, give me some tea.
Music is the first dream. I wanted to be the male Whitney Houston. When I grew up, my first album, R&B album, came out in 1997. The business was very homophobic. They kicked my black gay ass out. I've come back. I did it anyway. It's on my own terms.
Yes.
Black Mona Lisa will be out soon. My new single, Baby Was a Dancer, comes out early March. I'm going on tour, a 5-week, 30-city tour starting on April 28th. Look for me at a theater near you this spring. I just got to get that out.
I'm glad you did. And let me just tell you this, how you honored the glory of your mom earlier in the show. I lost my beloved mother 2 years ago. And I'll just tell you this, her birthday is April 28th.
Oh, wow.
So I thank you for being who you are. And I thank you for sharing that. So make sure y'all not only go cop the Black Mona Lisa, but y'all go check out show after show after show. Follow them on social media. Make sure you get your tickets and all of that good stuff. Sell out, sell out, sell out. And don't be surprised at some point if Rihanna show up at one of your gigs. We need that to happen.
Rihanna and Beyonce, come and see me.
Yes, we need that to happen. And again, I appreciate you taking the time. But before I let you get out of here, I got a rapid fire segment called Gone in 60 Seconds. You ready to do this?
Okay, I think.
What is your favorite restaurant and why?
Oh God. Oh God, I don't know. I'm not a big restaurant person. I would say my favorite restaurant is my own house because I can throw down.
There we go. Home
I
cooking.
cook for myself.
A+. You wow audiences on Broadway. Congratulations for years. And your performance in Kinky Boots was legendary. What's your next dream Broadway role?
Oh my God. My dream Broadway role is something that's original and something that matters. It hasn't been created yet.
You gave an iconic list of people's styles that you enjoy. Can you name a rising celebrity who you like, you know what, their style is on point?
Lil Nas is turning me out.
He killing them.
His freedom, I'm loving everything that he's doing. I really am. It's so free. And that was what my generation fought for.
Yes. And this is one I couldn't wait to ask you, because fashion is you dressing from head to toe, literally. But I have to ask you, what is your favorite fashion accessory?
I would have to say it's two. I would have to say hats and like pumps or platforms or shoes of any kind that lift me up and make me 6 feet tall.
And your glasses game be on point also.
I love glasses too. So 3.
Absolutely. And lastly, and certainly not least, I thank you again for taking the time. I know so many other things you could be doing. I appreciate you joining me. But something that inspired me that I heard about you, that you're a stickler for vision boards and what they represent could be in your life. What is or would be your current vision board today?
It would include pictures of recording artists playing at stadiums. It would include multi-platinum recording artists. It would include moguls. It would include film and television my favorite film and television directors and moguls and movies and production companies that are doing, great things. It would include political visionaries. I'm a very highly political person. It would include that as well. It would include that. Yes.
Well, you've been very gracious with your time. I thank you very much, Billy Porter, for joining the Renaissance Man. I appreciate the love.
I appreciate you for having me. Thank you so much.